But I'm still me, he's still Joel, and nothing's ever gonna change that. Ever.
This episode broke hearts, and I'm diving straight into it. If you haven't seen Through the Valley, you have exactly 5 seconds to click away before spoilers emerge. Come back after you've watched episode 2 in full. Joel is dead. By committing early to this brutal plot point, co-creators Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann underline their claim that The Last of Us is
story about consequences.
Plot armor cannot last forever. The series is avoiding dragging out the suspense and instead seems to want to channel its focus towards Ellie's arc this season. I've seen people mention that HBO wouldn't commit to killing Joel, that Pedro is too big of an actor, and I think everybody is forgetting that HBO did that. But that's just part of what makes this episode so monumental. So today we're breaking down every major story beat, unpacking key character choices and fleshing out those hidden details you might have missed. This episode opens by immersing us in Abby's grief, marking the first of 3 conflicts our characters will be facing today. Abby's revenge, the icy storm, and the evolving infected horde. The episode builds on all 3, crafting a tipping point of escalating tension towards the end, where things inevitably start crashing down. We find Abby tormented by visions of that fateful hospital room, pleading her younger self to stay out in order to avoid witnessing Dr. Anderson's brains splattered on the floor, who we learn is her father. This dream sequence, which we didn't get in the video games, deepens our empathy by framing her not as a one-dimensional antagonist, but as a daughter mourning a father who believed he was saving the world. Also, unlike the game's portrayal, the show reveals that Abby's former Firefly allies harbour doubts about her vendetta. Owen reveals that their plan is actually to talk her out of it, showing a more pragmatic approach since attacking Jackson will likely get them all killed. Speaking of Jackson, Jesse picks up Ellie for a routine patrol and can't resist teasing her about kissing Dina. I can almost feel the anxiety lingering in that doorframe. We've all been there. Just like in episode 1, her bedroom is full of nods towards Ellie's love of music, guitars, and even musical notes on the door. Jesse then goes on to set the tone for the second conflict of the episode, how the infected horde are evolving. Stalkers exhibit tactical cunning, and they also found infected using corpses as insulation beneath the snow. This sequence portrays the infected as increasingly scary, but I also want to give a nod to how the writers managed to keep Cordyceps realistic from a scientific perspective. Let's take a look. Although not infecting humans, Cordyceps has been described as causing the insects that it does infect to behave zombie-like. The reason Cordyceps doesn't affect humans is because of our high body temperatures. But the cold open from season 1 combines climate change with Darwinian evolution to explain that Cordyceps has adapted to warmer temperatures and can therefore now infect humans. The climate change deniers and creationists among you have nothing to worry about. But the rest of you having sleepless nights like myself, come and check out the channel. Fungi do indeed exhibit collective behavior in nature, such as coordinated actions, like flanking the town they're attacking, and shared awareness, like one tendril detecting you and an army showing up. And many fungi do indeed go into dormant phases during unfavorable conditions, like 20 degrees snowy temperatures. Before anyone comments, yes, I know I've taken some logical liberties here, like how it's also our immune system, not just temperature, that stops Cordyceps infecting us, how although some fungi display hive mind characteristics, Cordyceps isn't one of them, or how Cordyceps is in fact an entire genus of fungi, with some specific species having been used in Chinese medicine for more than 1500 years. But with a sprinkle of imagination, I think this apocalyptic video game made TV show did an amazing job at making this feel near possible and inevitably scarier. Back to the episode. Tommy is giving a briefing around what to do if the infected does happen to attack.
This is bullshit, right? It's just a drill.
No, it's not just a drill, Ellie. It's some pretty damn heavy foreshadowing. After Seth's heartfelt apology for past prejudice, the patrol with Jesse and Ellie shifts focus to the coming blizzard. This serves as the episode's third conflict. We now have human, fungal, and environmental threats. Not a fun day to be in Jackson, or even worse, to be Joel. In a mid-patrol detour to safety, Jesse leads Ellie to Eugene's cannabis farm, hidden in an old 7-Eleven. Although we know last episode that Joel killed Eugene, Gail's husband, this scene lets us in on how much our characters know about it. This line from Jesse,
"What are you gonna do? Gonna be saved."
insinuates that Joel told everyone he was infected. Then Ellie finds his Firefly dog tag, telling us that this may have been the real reason, and now Ellie knows. When Abby slips into a mound of frozen infected, we witness an intense chase that nearly claims her life, only for Joel to intervene, saving the very person who will be his executioner. This ironic rescue sets the stage for the episode's brutal ending. Meanwhile, Jackson comes under attack in perhaps the most action-packed sequence from the show so far that gives us flanking infected, flamethrower heroics, and wildfire siege tactics. The whole battle scene gave me huge Battle of Castle Black vibes, with the fire attacks from the above and the presence of an elite enemy. An interesting dynamic during this battle is we get to see Tommy display heroic behavior for his partner Marie. Due to the safety and comfort of Jackson, they lack the shared trauma and cases of bravery other couples may have experienced in this world, but we now see Tommy is willing to do the same. In a moment where the bloater points his attention towards Marie, Tommy diverts its attention and, in a claustrophobic moment, defeats the bloater with a flamethrower. Interestingly, one of the most effective weapons against them in the games. We then see Marie set dogs on the infected. Don't worry, the Cordyceps in the show is human exclusive, hence the horses also being safe. We then flick back to Ellie, who is arriving at a literal crossroad of footsteps, where she is posed with a trolley problem-like decision, reminiscent of Joel's very decision that she resents him for. Jackson under attack versus the potential of Joel and Dina in peril. The many versus the few. Despite her anger at Joel for letting love blind him into choosing the few, or even singular when he saved her, she mimics this response, rushing towards her surrogate father rather than the greater good. Tragically, her decision proves futile. In a violent scene, Abby kneecaps Joel with a shotgun, delivers her searing monologue about her father's death, and at his taunt to "just hurry up and do it," delivers her infamous line,
"You don't get to rush this."
She then proceeds to torture him with a golf club and her bare fists. This act cements the themes of revenge and consequence that have been evident so far this season, and I presume will continue to be relevant. She cries for Joel to get up. He tries, but he can't. She witnesses him be killed and ends the scene heartbroken. As Jackson reels from its losses, Ellie, Dina, and Jesse drag Joel's body in the snow. I imagine after what Ellie has witnessed this episode, it's setting the stage for an inevitable Ellie-Abby confrontation. And this is what Craig Mazin meant by
one unstoppable force meeting another.
That's the recap for the second episode of Season 2, rounded up, everybody. Drop a comment if you noticed anything that I've missed, or just any general thoughts on the episode. So if you've enjoyed this video and or found it insightful, come back next week for the next installment of The Observation Chamber.